is now on.
All right, happy Sunday, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and start, but I just want Tara, if you can turn on your camera, because I need to see if Jared and Gary are with you, so we can give them credit. All right, if you can monitor Tara, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. So we're gonna go ahead and cover. Let's see if I can share. Oh, can I get permission to share my screen?
Did it give you permission? Oh, yeah, now it did.
I think you need to. All right, let's check.
So it's a big topic tonight is poverty. As Veronica kind of pulls up our PowerPoint.
All right, can you guys see that?
We sure can.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with section 7, which is poverty. And we're going to go ahead and cover it worldwide, poverty in Africa, poverty in children, and then versus poverty in America. So we can share on that. Also, I kind of want, like Dan mentioned, class participation. We do have a t-shirt and a hat that I want to raffle off for actually the most who participates. I want to give that out. Leo already won the first one. So I want to go ahead and whoever participates the most, we're going to get that out to you guys this week. If I can share. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so we're going to do section 7. We're going to focus on poverty, and we're going to focus on poverty worldwide. So of the 6 billion people living back in 1999, how many lived on less than $1.90 a day? And then we're going to cover of the 7.3 billion people living in 2019, how many lived on less than $1.90 a day? So does anyone want to take a shot at that? What do you guys think? Anyone want to try?
30% for 1999 and 40% for 2015.
All right, anyone else? All right, I'll give you guys the answers here. It's actually 28. You were close, Abby. And less than 10% on the second question here. So that's awesome that you got that close. Do you think the numbers are getting worse? There was a study here, Barna survey. It was 67% of Americans do.
Let me ask you a question. How many thought it was getting worse? Abby was shared that in hers. Okay. Somebody's trying to get in. I think 2/3 of the Americans thought it was getting worse. So it's a little bit of like what we get hit with a lot. We get hit with always the bad news, and sometimes the good news never gets kind of presented. And so that's kind of that's a pretty big improvement.
I've got a question.
Sure.
With inflation though, would it be, I mean, like, do they take inflation into effect when they're looking at those numbers? Because 190 and 99 is different than 2015.
That's a good question. Barna would probably do that. He's a professional survey guy. And so I'm sure that he took that into consideration.
All right, so we're going to focus poverty in Africa. Of the 1 billion people living in the sub-Saharan Africa, what percentage live on less than $1.25 a day? Anyone want to take a guess?
Geo does.
I would say
Wait.
75%. It's Mariko.
30%.
75%. Oh.
60%.
41. Who said 30?
Geo.
Compared to the rest of the world, the poverty issue is much more severe. All right, this is actually a good topic here, poverty in children. So how many children under 5 died last year from preventable causes? What do you guys think?
Is this worldwide?
Yes,
70%.
And this is worldwide, not just Africa.
Yeah, it's not a percentage, it's a number, I think.
and
I think about 15%.
so we're gonna compare that to 1990. I'm just gonna go, and then what are the top 5 preventable causes? So the first one was 4.1 million. So actually, who said 70? Tia? Oh, Pfizer. So 4.1 million children died under 5 from preventable causes. And in 1990, the number was 5 times higher. And so the top 5 preventable causes is pneumonia, birth complications, newborn infections, diarrhea, and malaria. So you'll see a lot of this in third world countries. A lot of these could be prevented. And then we're going to go to poverty in America. So of people in the US over 25 years old, what group of people are the most likely to be living below the poverty level? What do you guys think?
I
This
would
is-
say senior citizens.
Anyone else want to take a guess? No. It's those without high school diploma, and it's 26.3%. And so we're going to discuss here how poverty in the United States differs from poverty in poorer countries. What do you guys think about that? Do you see a difference between poverty in third world countries versus poverty in the United States?
Well, based off this question alone, this question alone, I would say, how many of those third world countries even have a chance to get a high school diploma?
Right. Well, the US has many safety nets, a lot of resources that we have here available versus third world countries, where they need more assistance to help them.
Also, looking at the statistics, I see that I'm seeing that it speaks to poverty elsewhere with regards to food and healthcare, as opposed to here. I don't know, kind of determining your poverty goes by finances. If you have a high school diploma, you're able to get a different kind of job. Maybe you have a high school diploma and you have more than a high school diploma, you're able to get certain jobs. Whereas back in maybe all the other countries, they have opportunity to work, or they'll work with anything. However, The medicine, I mean, the healthcare and the being able to get food seems to be a greater issue.
Right. Thank you, Mariko.
I'm interested in Emily. Emily, what do you think? Because you're in a, I don't know, is Mexico a third world country or parts of it?
I'm not sure if I heard the full question.
I said, what do you think about what we're saying on the screen here? How is poverty in the United States different from poverty where you are? You're way down south in Mexico, right?
Where I live personally, there's a lot of families that migrate to the U.S. and so there's money coming in from the U.S. But we're about an hour from one of the poorest communities in the state of Oaxaca. So I know there's not a lot of access to health care. Even if someone was getting sick, there's local clinics in bigger villages. But in the majority of the small villages, there's nothing, or they might have a doctor come in once a month. Or you go to a private doctor and out of pocket and things like that, and it's obviously cheaper here, but not everyone has access to that.
Yeah, we see that a lot, where they do a lot of these outreaches where they bring in a mobile clinic and they do volunteers. When I was in Africa, we had that, we were able to work with a mobile clinic that went in about once a month, and the lines were super long because they wanted just to get their kids seen, or just to get medicine. And so you see, just to be able to see that is different from the US for sure. All right, so here are the experts estimate it would cost billions of dollars a year to end world hunger. Let's look at a few comparisons. And so two of the questions here is, how much do Americans spend on weight loss programs or products? And then the second question is, how much do Americans spend on obesity related healthcare? What do you guys think? These numbers are super high. So if you guys want to take a guess on these two, how much do you think Americans spend on weight loss programs?
60%,
6%?
60%.
60%.
Is this percentages or dollar amount?
It's actually gonna be dollars.
Oh, okay.
I say billion.
So, yeah,
Billion too.
so Giovanni, you said 60%. Give me a number.
It's gonna be $1 billion, right?
Billion.
But
I think
because,
6 billion.
but it says $70 billion.
Tia, what did you, I'm sorry, what was your number?
I say 6 billion.
All right, and what about this American spend on obesity related healthcare? Sorry, my dog's going crazy. There's someone outside. Anyone want to take a guess on this question? All right, so the first one is actually 4 billion. It's going to take $4 billion a year to end world hunger. The second question was
44 billion.
44 billion to end world hunger. The second question was 62 billion, which actually, Giovanni, you said 70, right? 70 billion?
Yes.
And then Tia, yeah. And the last question is $190 billion. That's how much people spend on products. Isn't that, imagine if, you know, this number was given towards charities or given towards, you know, water wells or, you know, helping with food pantries. You know, this will make a big difference here, these numbers here. So is there a fixed amount of wealth in the world? And the answer is, we're going to go ahead and use a poker game. If 20 people put in $100, at the end of the game, one person has $2,000. So did the total number and promote wealth change?
Total amount.
Total amount, and the answer is no. I think the next one is Kiva. The answer, yep. Is there a fixed amount of wealth in the world? And the answer is no. Do you have Kiva up, Dan? Do you want to go into Kiva now, or do you want to? Let's look at this. I think Kiva's next. We wanted to show you just this. It's a website.
I have Kiva queued up if you want.
Yeah, let's go over Kiva. So
there's a group, an organization called Kiva that we are pretty excited about. And you can see the slide there, but Veronica will start unsharing that, and I'll share a video on Kiva. And the reason I like Kiva is it gives you a lot of flexibility. It lets you have a totally huge number of opportunities of places you'd like to loan money to. It gives you an opportunity to be in different groups, different faith groups, different atheist groups, different whatever group you like. There's just a lot going on there. So we're going to show you the video real quick, and then we'll go through the slides. So let me share this real quick with you. Do you see the Kiva screen?
Yep.
Or did I pick the wrong screen? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that's it.
Kiva.org is a website whose mission is to connect people through
Can you guys hear that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
lending to alleviate poverty. Kiva brings small loans to entrepreneurs all around the world who could use a little bit of money to start their own business, and in the last 6 years has helped 800,000 small businesses in over 60 countries get started. Kiva is a word in Swahili that means unity. When you make a loan to someone across the planet and you help them out and then they pay you back over time, it helps you see how interconnected you are with someone else, even if you may never really visit them. 183 people lent to Jose. With the connective power of technology today, I can now connect with a woman in Uganda who wants to buy a cow to start a dairy business. I can partner with her, not actually donate money to her, but actually partner with her as an investor. I can invest in the informal sector of the developing world, which is 40 to 60% of the developing world economy, on a personal one-to-one basis. Through that relationship, she can economically empower herself and then pay back that loan. And I can do this in 5 clicks or less. What I get excited about is how technology can connect us in ways that were previously unimaginable. It's allowing people who were previously left out of the financial services system to actually get access to quality, affordable, ethically provided financial services like a microloan through Kiva.org.
Behind us, you have some of the best banks in Nicaragua, but they will not was too risky. But she's now taken 6 loans out through a Kiva field partner. She's paid them all back in full. See,
If you're poor, you don't actually have a lot of options. If someone's going to give you an option at an affordable price, you're going to steward that money very carefully, and you can be very judicious about how it's used. And you know that not only is your future loan access dependent on it, but everyone else in your community is counting on you to pay back so that they can get access to the Internet Communities Capital. To give you a sense of the growth of Kiva, in our first year, we raised $450,000 in $25 increments from the internet community. And now we raise $1 million every 3 days. It's accelerated in the last 6 years at an incredible rate. And we're really hopeful that more and more people will want to get involved.
Bueno, mi nombre es Marvin.
My name is Marvin. I am Nicaraguan. I have been running this farm for 15 years. I work 12 to 15 hours a day. My family is my wife and 3 children. The youngest one is 4 years old. Her name is Jimena. As long as I am able to support my family, this is my struggle, my work, so that they have everything.
Siento muy agradecido.
In Nicaragua, it is important to have outside help because if you are with your hands like this and you don't have anywhere to go, you can't do, you can't act. Kiva provided the loan that allowed me to increase my crop. I have more income and we are improving, and that is why I feel grateful.
Muchas gracias una vez más.
Kiva is looking for the small ones, to lift them up, to support them. It is a big deal because this does not happen here in Nicaragua. What I can tell, I feel it here. I feel it here that Kiva is great. I feel that my daughter now has a future.
When I go around the world and visit micro-entrepreneurs, what you find is a ton in common with entrepreneurs right in Silicon Valley or New York City or all around the world who are building for-profit businesses that scale to affect hundreds of millions of people. I think being an entrepreneur is fundamentally about believing that tomorrow is going to be better than today. Even if there's an insurmountable challenge, whether it's feeding your family or actually changing the way something works that really needs to be improved. I think entrepreneurs are fundamentally optimistic people, and they're willing to take risk, and they're willing to bet on themselves and basically on humanity in order to create a better world.
Any questions on Kiva? It's a great program. It gives people an opportunity to kind of think, starting their own business. And it's a great opportunity where they can get the loan and they pay it back, but it gives them something to look forward to try to take care of, their families, helping a community. That was one example is when I went to Africa, there was an organization called Holy Cow. And so this organization was giving cows away to families. And they would give them to single moms, widows, to kind of help them with self-sustainable, really. They would basically they would have milk for their families, and then they would also sell the milk for a community. So it was a horizontal and a vertical improvement. So great program, but it was like through these microloans, where you can help a family make a difference. Do you want to show anything else, Dan?
We'll come back to it in a second. I'll come to the Kiva website.
Okay.
And we'll kind of, we have a group there. And so we just wanted to show you that as soon as I can get logged into my account. And actually, let me do this. I'll go ahead and share again. What I'd like you guys to do, if possible, is go into Kiva this week and take a look. And you can do what you want, of course, you don't have to do anything. But just take a look and poke around there, and there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's agriculture. I mean, there's just a tremendous amount of great things in here. One thing I really like about this, I think you only need $25 to start, and it's almost always repaid. I think Kiva has a 90% repayment history. And it's also good if you have kids or if you have grandkids, something like that, to kind of teach them how to think outside themselves and think outside our country, and just, you know, other ways to look in the world at different things. Anyway, you set up an account and you just start loaning money, and you can go to you know, any part of the world that you want, and kind of set up things there and you know, check it out. There's all kinds of stuff. I think maybe Veronica, let me bounce around a little bit in here, and I'll have you pick up where you were, and then I'll come back to Kiva.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and jump back here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into, we have Giving Tuesday. So this is an opportunity where, I think this is in November, where they do you're able to donate, especially the ones, the organizations that you're gonna go ahead and select, and you know, give $1,000. That's an opportunity where you can also donate yourself, and then Giving University will actually match your funds. So if you give $50, Giving University will match that $50 for you. So this is a great opportunity on Giving Tuesdays. Well, Giving Tuesday, it's usually it's around the holiday, sometime November, I can't remember the day. But we'll be promoting this. You'll see this on social media, on the Giving University website, and we'll kind of be sending email notifications kind of to remind you if you want to donate. That's a perfect opportunity where you're, you know, dollar for dollar will get matched. So it's a great opportunity to get involved that way. So we're going to go back to the slides, and so back on focusing on poverty. And so question is, why can't poor people just start working? And so what do you guys think?
Off
You know,
the
you-
top
you
of
hear-
my head, I think about education and childcare.
Okay. Anyone else want to?
People
Go
can work in just in United States or globe, the whole work.
Okay.
In the third world countries, probably is not enough opportunities to work. No, not too much
Available.
industry.
I think Maslow's hierarchy of needs comes into play with this too. Having basic needs met, it's hard psychologically for people to focus on trying to get a job if they don't have a house, food, safety, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And actually, you are right in line, Abby. So people are trying to stay alive, you know, or they'll say the government is corrupt. I'll just drop them in here. They don't know how to get started. Sometimes people just need guidance, or just, you know, just helping them, you know, get back on their feet. You know, sometimes people just need a little, you know, push, and, you know, it can be multiple reasons why people are, you know, they just need encouragement sometimes, or, or they don't have raw materials to start work. They want to start, but they just don't have the material. And so next question, can the poor escape from the trap? The answer is yes. And so provide safe drinking water, education and healthcare, educating in healthcare, educating in being an entrepreneur. We're talking about Kiva, sending money for businesses like Kiva, and a government that is transparent. Limiting foreign aid. You guys saw the Poverty Inc. And so so the solution is, what is the right way to end poverty? What do you guys think? Anyone wanna?
I think the way that they were discussing about empowering people, giving people loans, trying to get them to be self-sufficient.
Right. Economic growth was one. And how do you grow an economy?
The government, the transparency with the government, that's will grow the economy.
Yep. So sending money and training. And so let's think about this one here. So what if you gave a third world entrepreneur 2 rabbits? So they would raise rabbits, feed his family, and have a surplus to sell. And so what about if you give another entrepreneur carrot seeds? And so they would grow carrots, feed his family, and sell carrots to the farm, to the rabbit farmer. So this is a horizontal improvement here. And so a few proverbs. So he who is generous will be blessed, for he gives some of his food to the poor. And another one is, whoever gives to the poor will lack nothing, but those who close their eyes to poverty will be cursed. So here we go back to the micro lending. Do you have any other slides for Kiva, Dan?
Sure, I can take,
You want to take it from here?
I'll take it back to the, yeah, if you notice there in here, I said 90%, it's 97%. And that's why we really like this group, is because they've modeled really a great way to help people. And it doesn't take a fortune to help people out. Let me pull up my slides. Give me just a second here. We move things around a little bit. And let me go to this one. So this is the web page. They actually changed it a little bit on me, so I was busy trying to find this screen. But basically, you choose a borrower. I don't know how many they have, but they have a lot. So you choose somebody that wants to borrow some money and needs kind of a lift. You make a loan, you get repaid, and then you repeat the cycle. So for instance, if you have a high interest in, say, somebody in maybe Cambodia, maybe a little entrepreneur, you find that person, you make them a loan, you get repaid, and you repeat the cycle. And let me show you, if I can figure out where to unshare. I don't know where they went. Oh, here it is, stop share. And let me share my other screen now. On the screen right here. So I think, oh, I think I pulled up the wrong screen. Do you see how Kiva works on the screen? And is it scrolling down? Or is it static?
We can see it scrolling down.
It is, okay. So so basically you get started, you invest, you get repaid, you repeat. It's a loan, not a donation. And 100% of your loan goes to supporting borrowers. And so the community has funded, and this is pretty impressive. And I don't know if anybody's heard of Kiva in this group, but they've funded a $1.6 billion in loans. And they have a 96% repayment schedule, and they've loaned money in 77 different countries and almost 2 million lenders. And so you can just see there's some really great opportunity. We have a Giving University team that we started a couple of years ago, and we have our number here somewhere. That's not it. I think this is our loans. We've made 402 loans, and I think we've loaned $17,000. And so if you want to join the team and just experiment a little bit, oh, there we go, 17,000. We only have 15 members, so it's a little disappointing to me for all the people we put through GU. I would hope we'd have 100 team members. But anyway, if you can kind of take the initiative and go into kiva.org and kind of poke around and maybe loan $25, I think you'd find it really fruitful, and I think it'd be really rewarding. There's been 400 loans, and for the members we have in there, they're pretty active. There's 27 loans per person. Does anybody have any questions on Kiva? I don't know where they put their front page here anymore. Has anybody heard of Kiva before? Anybody? So anyway, they're just all kinds of things. They have little challenges too, like they'll have the Christian groups, they'll give you a total. They'll have the atheist groups. They'll have the, maybe the singles groups, maybe the married groups, maybe whatever groups there are. And so they make it a little competition, so it's kind of fun. Oh, I guess I'm not sharing right now. Okay, so that's Kiva, and that gives you an idea of a really good group that is doing some great stuff, and there's a whole world to kind of pick from there. So let me get back to our slides here. And where are we at? Where are we at? Oh. So this is just some of the steps inside of Kiva. There's women, there's agriculture, there's shelter, there's sustainable, there's conflict, war zones, there's education. There's just all kinds of things. Oh, here's the page I was telling you about, the lending team. This is Kiva lending team A+, I guess it is. They've loaned $58 million. I think it's an atheist group. And then you'll see all the leaderboards on the right side here. It's just different groups that are loaning different amounts of money. And then there's our little group inside of Kiva. So basically that's our kind of our formal slides for tonight, and a couple things, and then we'll maybe see if anybody's had some success with nonprofits yet. Organizational reviews. Well, this is week 4, right? And so if you're down the path well enough where you can do a presentation next week, there's only 3 classes after this week. And so everybody's got to get their organizational review in. And by that, I mean, you get the 990, you make the grant form and fill it out, and then you spend 1 or 2 minutes telling us all about it and why you like them. And so we got a kind of a lot to go through. So I might pick on a few of you and see if you want to kind of take a crack at it next week. So let me go around the board. Leo, do you guys have, I think you guys have somebody you picked out, right? First of all, any final questions on the class? The subject was poverty. So Leo, and I forgot your first name because it's only showing me Leo's name on the screen. Have you guys picked out, and don't you have a boy in the class too?
No, that's Tara.
Tara, okay. Have you guys kind of narrowed it down at all, or tell me where you're at with the orgs?
We still have to do a little bit more research. We did the 990 analysis and we had picked a group, but there were some questions that we still needed to ask. And so when you helped us go through ours as an example,
Okay.
that first time at Lee Shore Center, and it had a score of 14. And so we were hopeful that if we could get their more current 990 and understand why the government was spending so much money to support it, and then possibly looking into another place that is called Love Inc. So we're still having to do some research. There's just limited kinds of places here. So we need to connect with the Chamber of Commerce and a couple other people that I know to say, hey, what are some of the nonprofits that won't be listed? Because it's such a small area, we may not have all of them listed on that Guide Star. So we're trying to find other nonprofits. So we're still doing some research. So we wouldn't be ready
Okay.
next week.
And you would be ready next week?
No.
No? Okay. And then, is your son in the class tonight?
Hold
Or you're
on.
you're
No,
on
he
mute?
is not. He is absent tonight. He's going to have to make this class up.
Okay. So you got to come up with 3 orgs if you can. I know you're up in
Yep.
Alaska, right?
Yeah.
You're not in Anchorage, right?
No, we're in a place 160 miles south of Anchorage called the
Okay.
Kenai Peninsula.
Okay, you guys can draw on Anchorage if you'd like. Because I don't
Oh,
think
okay.
there's not enough density where you're at to probably have enough to pick from. So
Sure,
if you want to
okay.
use Anchorage as one of your looking places, I think feel free.
Okay, thank you.
And Leo and Victoria, how are you guys doing?
Got some feedback. I got a few things to do. I guess I have to show the actual worksheet where we got the numbers, not just providing the numbers. And so I have that yet to do. And I guess I need the 10 pages of the 990. That's just about it. And we'll be done.
And you guys have 2 separate ones?
We're working on the second one.
Okay.
It's not finished yet, but we're working on it.
Okay.
Are you ready to
Yvonne,
present next week, Leo?
Yeah, probably so. We won't be here. We're gonna be, see, we're on the road. We're traveling. We're gonna be in Kentucky. We're on the road, so it's making it really quite difficult. That's why we're on a laptop right now in Oklahoma. So
you're homeless.
that might be kind of tough to actually.
We don't know
We don't know where we're gonna be.
Okay, sounds good. Yvonne Turner, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'll be ready next week.
You are, and you found somebody, have you kind of dialed in on one?
Yes.
Okay, super. And Marlon, how you doing?
Yeah, I have one, but I would like to do some other ones. I think this one, I had 18 points. But I think it's a good one.
And are they in San Diego?
Yeah, Orange County.
Orange County, okay.
But still, I would like to do a few others just to have some more options.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or
Yeah, all good.
all good?
Yeah.
And Rosanna, how are you doing? I know you're doing good as a person, but I mean, how are you doing good with this grant stuff?
I'm doing good. Now, I have picked an organization. I just need to do the review.
Okay.
So I could possibly be ready to present next week.
Okay, super. Emily, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I didn't get a confirmation if I'm going to use an organization near where my parents are,
Okay,
and I need a more updated 990 on them.
okay. Gio, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I think I have a organization. It's 17 points, but I'm probably gonna be ready for next week.
Okay, and I think I saw something come across my email. I think you had the score sheet done. Don't forget to download the tax return. And you don't have to print out those tax returns, but you got to download them and then turn them in. And then you got to do the grant form. You know which form that is?
No.
Okay, let's take a little, let me take you to where it's at. Hang on just a second. Let me share this screen with you real quick. So if you go to givinguniversity.org and you go to the little 3 bars over here, there's a thing called student right here. And then you can download the organizational form. It's right here. It's the 4th one down. And you can download it. You got to print it out, and you can either fill it out electronically or you can handwrite it in and then just turn that in. Right there. So it's givinguniversity.org, and it's the second page. It's a little 3 bars on top here, and you're a student, and then it's right on here.
Okay, thank you.
You got that?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. I'm really glad you're going through class. I needed somebody from Benicia. Most of you know we're affiliated with Power Plus, and we have a heck of a time getting Power Plus people to get through some of this. So it's something else. Abby, any luck with what you're looking at?
Nope.
No. Okay. And I gave you the option of doing your old city, so that's still open.
Yeah, I haven't really looked in Michigan yet, but there's not been anything that made me go, woohoo, I want to help them. But
Okay.
I haven't really visited their web pages or anything like that. I've just looked on the GuideStar.
Yeah, okay. The reason we kind of try to filter it out with GuideStar first is, you know, if they have a really nice web page and they look awesome, and then you go to GuideStar and you get, you know, 10 points or something, then, you know, we're just trying to shorten the process a little bit for you. Mariko, how you doing?
It's Mariko, but
I'm
thank
sorry,
you.
Mariko.
Thank you. I'm doing well. I don't have the work. I'm still looking at who
Okay.
I want to, you know, who's good, and also once I do that, then I'll be able to.
What city are you in?
Denver, Colorado.
Denver, okay. So don't be bashful about using GuideStar. And are you affiliated with Cross Purpose?
Yes.
You are. You
I
have
mean,
some
I'm
people-
not affiliated, but
You did
I
Cross
know of
Purpose,
them.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, some of those
Mhm.
guys over there can probably help you a little bit too.
Okay. Okay.
And Tia and V. How about T and V? Let's go with T and V.
I appreciate you. It's Vizier.
I know, I didn't want to try because, I just, anyway, have you guys had a chance to look for any?
Yeah, we've looked through some. We're still doing some more research on some, but I think we could be ready by Sunday.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks so much.
And
Hopefully you're in Denver too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't know about Cross Purpose, do you?
I mean, I know because my sister was a part of it, but that's it.
Oh, okay. They do a great job there. They're really cranking. I think they're opening 3 more locations. They're really after it. They're doing a great job. Abby, how you doing?
You already asked me.
I did, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You still doing the same
Yep.
as when I asked you?
Yep.
Alonda, how you doing?
Alonda here. Good, thanks. We'll be ready for next week.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I think that's everybody. And does anybody have any questions on how to score these things? Next week, we'll have a substitute teacher, and the reason we're doing it that way is she's written a lot of material on the subject. Let me look it up real quick. It's a difficult subject. Just a second here.
Hey, Danny, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, it's on mental poverty. Yeah, go ahead.
The 990, does it have to be the most recent? I mean, could it be a couple years old, or do we need to find one from last year?
No, it can be a couple years old.
Okay, thanks.
We'll do a little bit of our stuff. But the fill-in, not the fill-in, but the lady I'm having teach is done a lot of mental poverty work and trauma work. She wrote a lot of the stuff we have in the handout, and it's a long handout. So whatever we get to, and the rest you'll just have the information there. But her name's Amy, and she's just awesome. She does a lot of work with foster kids and kids out of school, and she's helping a lot of the refugees, and she always wants GU to buy an apartment building so she can house everybody. But to tell her we can only do so much. But anyway, that's the kind of heart she has. Her name's Amy. All right, well, I think Veronica, do you have any more stuff?
All right, who do you guys think won was the student who